Hey everyone, Tech Steve here, and on today's video I'm going to show you guys two 43-inch televisions that really defines what a budget television is. Now both of these TVs sell for under $300. They both have Dolby Vision and they both have the Amazon Fire software. So sit back and relax and let's get started. The first thing we want to take a look at is the sizes, and you can see that both models are available in a 43-inch and a 50-inch. Where the Fire TV has additional sizes, which is 55, 65, and 75 inches. And after doing some research, unfortunately, they don't state if they're VA or IPS panels, so it's a guessing game at this point. When you look at the design, both TVs look very similar, except for the Pioneer has a little bit thicker bezel around it, and the logo is at the bottom. The Pioneer uses a matte finish on the feet, where the Omni uses more of a glossy look. The Omni TV is designed a little bit different. On top of it, you're going to find a bunch of microphones so you can use the Amazon Alexa command. Addition to that, at the very bottom of the television, there's a switch where you can turn off the microphones if you do not want it to pick up. And I will tell you that both televisions can use the remote control to trigger the voice command just in case you don't want to use the hands-free option. Looking at the TVs from the side view, you can see they're a little bit thicker than the average television. So I'm pretty sure both of these TVs use direct backlights instead of edge lit just because of the design of the set. Now taking a look at the back panels, they have this big notch in the center of both televisions, and both of them can be mounted on the wall. And I would tell you both TVs has plenty of inputs. On the back of the Pioneer, you're going to find a headphone jack plus 3 HDMI inputs, and one of them is for eARC. There's a USB, a fiber optic, a LAN connection, a composite input for older VCRs, DVD players, and a coaxial input. On the rear of the Omni Fire TV, there's an Ethernet input, 4 HDMIs, one of them being eARC. There's an antenna input plus an IR emitter so you can control different devices. There's also a headphone output and a fiber optic output. Plus, both televisions do support Bluetooth, and both TVs do support Wi-Fi, and that could be 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz. After watching that demo, one thing that you probably noticed is that the Pioneer does have better black levels or contrast, and that was true for all the settings that I tried on it. So if you're looking for better contrast out of the two televisions, you might want to consider going with the Pioneer. Now one thing I did notice is that I did see some flickering, and it wasn't necessarily the TV, it was more of my camera frame rate picking that up on the Pioneer for some reason. And I will tell you that both TVs are 60 Hertz. They both support Dolby Vision, HDR10, and HLG. So let's dive into a few more contrast tests. First thing we're looking at is a Starfield test, and as you can see, the Pioneer is picking up much better. Now you will see some light in the corner of the television, and that's the light coming through my window, so it's not the TV's backlights, just so you guys know. And here's a few other contrast tests for you guys to take a look at, and as you can see, the Pioneer is doing a much better job. And this test really stands out. As you can see in the center, the Pioneer has a much broader grayscale than the Omni series. And when it comes to motion, which is great for handling sports and events and things like that you guys ask about, the Pioneer is doing a much better job. If you look at that top line, you can see that the Pioneer is much smoother, where the Omni is definitely flickering quite a bit in comparison. Now at this point, I'm pretty much thinking that both TVs are using VA panels, because if you look at this blooming test, you can see that both TVs are doing a pretty decent job in not allowing the logos to have all this big halo effect. So that's my take on that. And the last thing I tested was the viewing angles, and to me, both TVs look very similar. So if you get on either side of it, again, I think you're going to get pretty much the same experience on both televisions. And I did test some basic gaming, and to me, in gaming mode, both TVs look almost identical. And just so you guys know, if you have an Xbox Series X, you can get up to 1080p, 120 Hz, or if you have any other kind of console, it will support 4K at 60 Hz. Another thing I want to show you guys is the remote control. So this is the Pioneer remote and this is the Omni remote. And you can see they look identical. They have the exact same buttons. This is your voice command, navigation key. Down here you have some hotkeys, your home button, channels up and down. So again, the experience is going to be exactly the same. Except for the Omni has built-in microphones so you can use that hands-free voice commands as I told you earlier. Now when it comes to the operating system, it's ran off of Fire TV. So if you ever own a Fire Stick or a Amazon Cube, the software is pretty much going to be the same that you get in the televisions. Plus, if you have Amazon accounts, anytime you have a package come in, delivery, it's going to pop up on the TV to let you know what's going on with your package and things like that. When you first log in, you can set up a profile so you can have one for everyone in the family. There's also a little wrench on the side so you can get to your settings, so you can go in and customize everything you want, including your network, and add more people. There's an app store so you can download plenty of applications, a web browser, and here's some of the picture settings that you can use anytime you want, including these modes, which are movie, dynamic, and natural, just to show you a few. So out of these two TVs, I would choose the Pioneer for mainly because it has better contrast, and overall, I think the colors pop a little bit more on it. And I do know that most people are not going to put this in their living room. They're going to put it in a bedroom, a kid's room, garage. So I definitely understand if you're looking for a budget television, that Pioneer is going to be the way to go for me if I had a choice. Now, one thing I want to tell you guys is that I finally received a few of my 2022 TVs, so I can start making new content again, which I'm excited about that. And I have some other surprises coming later on this year once I get a couple of things squared away. So you're going to see some more advanced things on this channel, and I'm very excited to bring it to you guys in the future. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you're going to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace!